Greetings, Nimrods. So I've had this 044 case for a while, and I had knocked out the bearing, or the inner part of the bearing, on the flywheel side. Once that inner part was out, there's no way to knock the other side out. The outside of the bearing was stuck in the race, so I needed to find some sort of tool to pull it out. So I went to Flea Bay, and there's a lot of different bearing pullers on there, and they're usually just a slide hammer, and I didn't think a slide hammer was going to work too well in a light case like that. Even if you clamped it down, it just didn't think it was going to work because this sucker was really stuck. So we needed to find something that had some of these jaw type puller on it so you could really pull it out. And weren't too many available, but I did find this one. I was expecting to find a note in the case from a political prisoner, but thankfully I didn't. So I was able to pull this bearing guilt-free. So one thing that didn't work is putting it directly on the case. It would cant to one side because the jaws weren't, they were kind of tilted inboard a little bit, which made it want to cant to one side and the other. It just wasn't working, and I started worrying that maybe, well, I could break the case because it's really putting some pressure on it. So I found some wood and made sure we're spreading that load out and pulling straight up on it instead of having it cant like that, because it just wasn't working. So once we did that and had it set up properly, it worked like a charm. These suckers were painted in a little bit too, and they were really stuck in there. You know, I had PB blastered them, but I didn't heat up the case or anything. So you'll see it works like a champ. So basically, it's like an expanding die on that expands on the inside, has a pin in it that pushes those three sections out. We'll take it apart in a second and show you. There's the race. So unscrew this pin, and you'll see how the bearing drops off and how it was expanded inside the bearing. I guess that's called a blind bearing when you have something in a hole that you can't bang out from one side, you have to pull out. There's the bearing. You see how that's the puller is expanded there. Now I'll take that pin out and show you how that expands it. We'll point on the end there. As it screws in, it forces the jaws out. So to get the other side out, I pounded it out with the slide hammer. Of course, you wouldn't need this. You could just use a socket and a hammer, but since I paid the $53 for the kit, I decided to use it, and it worked great. I guess the great thing is that I got all those different bits to choose the right size, and not that I don't have sockets, but it worked nicely. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful if you have this problem. I wouldn't waste your time doing anything but getting the right tool. It's not that expensive, and it's not a quality tool. I don't expect it to last forever, but you know, I'll probably only use it a few times. So if you like this video, remember to give it a big thumbs up, and we'll be seeing this saw again soon. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's a pretty interesting project because I bought this a while ago and it wasn't what I thought. So I'm going to tease you with that. So tune in later this summer when we get into that project. So remember to like this video, share this video, and subscribe. We need more subscribers. Remember, Nimrod wants you to subscribe. Happy hunting, Nimrods.